and we meet once a week. The nights that we meet on are Thursday nights, and you dance for about 2 hours, 2.5 hours maybe. We meet at the Harvey Milk Recreation Center at the very end
right
of
on
Dobson
Park, right?
Yeah.
Very easy to get to in Judah.
And we're at the ground level in the ballroom, which is a really beautiful space to dance in. So
wood
lovely.
floors, genuine wood floors.
Yeah, genuine wood floors.
Okay, well, let me show everybody another clip then. So in addition to dancing in the club, once people know a little bit more, they can, as you say, go to the fly-ins. And there are also different things that the club does around town. And so you have some pictures, I think, here from the Circulate San Francisco, where people were actually dancing right out on the street at the Castro Street Fair.
Hey, there's Todd in his hat.
Yeah, there you go.
There's Brandon.
I know Steve.
And there's
Scott
Davida, so
there.
wonderful.
Oh, that's me.
Yeah, and there you are. Well, you know, this is really great because this is at the Castro Street Fair, and the fair is coming up very soon, and we're going to actually have another booth, so you can come down to the fair and watch us dance. This will be happening again this year.
Right in time for the introductory classes,
right? In time for the introductory.
That's perfect timing.
Yeah,
I didn't even think of that. That's
and
very
anyone
good.
can just jump in, and because people will stand on the side, and you can see some of the people are like, oh, I kind of want to try it. You just grab them up, and they have a really good time, and it's a way you can bond with. It turns out my mother square danced when she was a kid, so we actually had something in common.
Which is so important with moms.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so if people wanted to begin square dancing, then they should just come down to the introductory night and talk a little bit then about the long term in square dancing. If you decide to stay with it, what can you expect if you want to go through all the levels?
Well, there are 9 levels to square dancing, right? So we've just talked about the first 3 levels, and most people that I know only do the first 3, maybe the first 4 levels, and with those 4 levels you can dance anywhere and everywhere as much as you want. But there's a lot of people who just fall in love with the whole idea of square dancing, and you can get more and more complex. The calls get more and more complex, and you can work your way up through all 9 levels.
Yeah, they fall in love with the geometry of it. I know John Kenny's doing a lot of the higher end things, and he talks about it a lot.
You know, I was interested because you actually did a little calling. I remember I danced with you calling, right?
That was
so. Were you interested in maybe becoming a caller?
I am. What I like, again, it's the managing of the people. What's really funny is what seems so obvious when you're inside the square. When you're standing outside, again, it's part of that. When I'm inside the square, I know exactly what's going on, and outside the square, I just sort of stared. Like, oh, how do I unravel these people? Because again, it is about the geometry.
Yes.
If you keep, and Rich, he's got a very mathematical mind, so he keeps it all, together. For me, my first one was like, and then you just start making up stuff like, stuff the meatloaf, So I think I need to just stick with the class, because I feel like I have a strong foundation. I'm just at the point where even the ones that I didn't know are starting to stick in my head.
Oh yeah, it's great.
So what overall would you say is the most fun about square dancing? Because that's really what it is about. So for people who are just coming in, what would you say is the real joy of it?
I would say learning all of the different, when you finally can get through a square where when I first started, he would call something, and I'd be like, okay, what is that? And then I would remember it, and then he'd already called something else, and I'd forget. When you get to a point where you aren't the one that made the mistake, you actually made it through the whole dance, you're like, yay, sweet! And then there's some moves that are just so much fun, because there's a lot of styling, you know, so like if you're doing the diamond, you just do that, or my 2 favorite ones are Relay the Doocy, which is how we met, and spin chain and exchange the gears. You just get these moves that you just start doing, and people just are silly and they're having a good time.
Oh, yeah.
And that's really what it's about. Rich is such a doll as a caller that it's just pleasurable to go. Nobody's there to say, "Oh, you suck." They're all there to like, "Hey, sweet."
Yeah.
And it's also a way to meet people outside of a bar environment. If it's not a drinking environment,
It's
people
not a
have to be
drinking
sober to
environment, yeah.
dance, and they're very cooperative.
And it's so friendly. It's a wonderful way to meet people.
And very
and bond.
diverse. You get,
Wonderfully diverse.
Pierce 20-year-olds and
Yeah.
ancient mariners.
Well, let's take a look at one more video. This is a couple of people talking about why they like square dancing.
Yes, Russ.
Would you recommend square dancing to anyone?
Without a doubt. It is the best fun in town. My dear friend Lois is going to try it today for the first time.
Why would you recommend square dancing?
Because they have great food when they have picnics.
And loves to talk about food.
And they have the great costumes.
Square dancing because my friends were in it, and everyone looked so friendly, and everyone was hugging one another, and it was very inviting and welcoming.
And there's Steve.
Steve Scott, lifetime member. That's his whole name. That must be Hawaiian.
Do you think anyone can do square dancing?
It's completely open and friendly. Anyone will feel comfortable there.
Thank you.
Well, we only have a minute left, so we do have the website up there so people can contact Western Star that way.
Absolutely.
And the lessons are beginning in just about a week.
Yes, absolutely. September 30th, Thursday night. Come on down to the Harvey Milk Center and dance with us. You'll have the best time in the world.
And find out more at westernstardancers.org. You can even find things that show you how to do some of the moves.
And although I'm supposed to be neutral as the host, I have to say that I'm a dancer too, and I've enjoyed it very much. So this is actually a conspiracy to get everyone to join Western Star.
Yes, come down.
So we really hope everyone will take a look at it and check it out. It's totally free to come the first time and see whether you like it or not. And it is really just a blast. It's really a lot of fun. So I want to thank you, John Dobson and Marilynn Fowler, for coming out to help us make the show. And we hope everyone will have a chance to come sometime soon and see what we have to offer. Thank you all for watching, and hope to see you here again on A View for You in the future. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.